everyone, I just wanted to wish you all blessings on this new moon in Cancer. So I was drawn to do readings for the collective today using 4 different decks. As you can see, there are 4 different piles. So pile 1 is the universe, pile 2 is the raven, pile 3 is the goddess, and pile 4 is the wolf, going left to right. So if you are watching this reading, the likelihood is that Spirit has led you here for a special message. So just spend a few moments meditating on each pile to make a decision as to which one you are most drawn to. And then you can fast forward to the timed stamps which are displayed below, so you can then listen to the reading. So the decks that I'm working with today are the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland, the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. These are great for doing readings at new moon or full moon as well. The Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Knoll, and the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. So for each of the readings in each of the 4 piles, there are 3 cards, 1 from each of the Moonology, Queen of the Moon Oracle and the Moonchild Tarot decks, and then 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle to just clarify the meanings for that particular reading. So 6 cards in each pile. So we're going to start off with pile number 1, which is the universe. I'm just going to put the other piles to one side whilst I conduct the first reading. So bring the universe into the centre here. So this is group number 1, the universe. Just lay the cards out. Okay, so we've got 2 rows for the reading. So I'm just going to turn over all the cards and then we will see what we have. Okay, so this is a really interesting reading. So the first message that I'm getting straight away is that change is required. So the first card is adjustments are required, 3rd quarter moon. So there's something in your life, a situation which needs to change. Something needs to be released, or something needs to be let go of. Underneath this card you've got the Yang card, which is all about balance of your masculine and feminine, so your masculine component. So I feel like with the masculine card being present, divine masculine energy is all about the doing, constantly working, constantly progressing and taking action. So unlike divine feminine energy, which is your creativity, surrender, rest and retreat, solitude, you're very much busy doing too much, I think is the message here. So adjustments are required because you are doing far too much. And can you see in the middle here, the hands are kind of holding what looks like a ball of fire, and I feel like this is representative of you, that you're going to burn yourself out because you are trying to do too much, too many responsibilities, and you know, it's actually taking a toll on your well-being and your health, and you know, it's causing you stress. And you know, looking at the next card, you've got realization. So you can see that there's this girl and she's standing gazing through this huge keyhole. So it's almost like this moment of, you know, she's in the darkness, but she's looking through this keyhole and she can see the light, to me, which suggests that, you know, this stressful time that you've been experiencing, you've really felt yourself enveloped in the darkness and you haven't been able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this card is representative of the light, you know, the realization that you must make a change. It's for your own benefit, your own happiness. And you know, it's the end of the dark times, because you've got underneath this peace, the card of peace. So you've got the dove of peace. And so, you know, this transition, making this change, letting go, moving on, you know, cutting ties with this situation that you need to release. I feel like it could be a job that you are no longer an energy match for. It could be a relationship. It could be a friendship even, but there's something in your life that is causing you pain, and stress and anxiety, and it's time to let it go. Then the last card you have is the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is associated with the suit of water, and water symbolises our emotions, our relationships in life. It's associated with the star signs of Cancer, Pisces and Scorpio, and the Ten of Cups is the happiness card. So, you know, it's full circle, coming full circle, and I feel like this is representing the full moon. So by the next full moon, you will have made this decision to walk away from whatever is causing you stress and anxiety, to basically grab onto that happiness. You know, this card is saying that, you know, there is happiness for you. You just need to be brave enough to make this change, and, you know, accept that it's just not for you. Because going on from that, you know, you do have the not for you card, and you've got this chessboard here. So it's almost like been a strategic game, you know, and lots of structure, lots of rules, and maybe you're just not suited to, you know, are you feeling controlled within an environment, whether this be a career, a relationship? You're not able to express your authenticity or your creativity. There's a fortune cookie here as well, which, you know, fortune cookies represent, you know, good fortune or luck. So, you know, by realising this situation is not for you, that's actually a lucky escape. So you'll make your next chess move and basically triumph. And, you know, this will lead on to the happiness that you seek, the abundance, the prosperity. You know, there's two figures on this card that are celebrating. Can you see? You know, they're there together. They look like flapper girls. So when you think of flapper girls, you think of celebration. Celebration of the light, celebration of success and achievement, partnership, whether that's reaching out to your romantic partner for support through this transition, whether it's a close girlfriend that wants to celebrate this freedom with you, or it could be that you're going into partnership with somebody which will bring you more happiness in terms of business, enterprise. You know, it's just significant of reliable, strong and loyal partnerships. So your relationships are what will get you through this transition, your relationships with friends, family. If it's a relationship you're leaving behind, it looks like from this card it's your girlfriends that are going to get you through this. So a time of happiness is in your future. You just need to be brave enough after making this realization to make that change. So that's all I have for group number 1. So we will move on to group number 2, which is the Raven. So group number 2 is the Raven. Okay, so just going to turn over all of the cards and then we'll see what we have here. Okay, so with this reading, it's talking about working through your fears. So you have new moon in Scorpio. So you're being asked to think about what it is that you fear the most and work through these fears. In order to help you combat this, you are being encouraged to focus on the here and now. So practice mindfulness. That may be meditation to kind of help anchor you in your present, but it's all about letting go of fears from your past or fears for your future and focusing rather than on what has gone or what is to come, what you're experiencing right now. And you can see that the figure on this card is looking very peaceful, and she's got all these little hearts around her. Looks like she's a fairy as well, and she's sat on top of what looks like a beautiful home. So you know, she is actually in quite a fortunate position, but she's dwelling on things that haunt her from the past, and she's fearful for the future too. And you know, basically you're being asked to work through those fears by thinking about whether they are irrational fears. So are they things that you can control, you know, or is it down to destiny? If they are things that you can control, then you can replace negative thoughts with positive ones. You know, you can influence things. But if it's something like you're waiting on a big decision, so if a partner is kind of, you know, wanting time out to think about your relationship and you're waiting for them to come back to you, it's kind of, you know, leaving it to them to make that decision then, that there's nothing you can do now to kind of influence that. It is up to them, and it is up to fate as to what happens. The next card you have is Beauty. So I think this is focusing about all the positivity that you have in your life and the beauty that surrounds you. Spending time in nature, because you can see this beautiful face is actually made up of a butterfly and flowers. So I feel like it's working with nature to kind of make you remember the beauty that exists all around you. And I also feel like it's representative of tending your own garden and, you know, watering your garden to basically allow your dreams to grow. And the next card underneath this is Soulmates. So I feel like this situation could actually be talking about a relationship. So it may be that you are single and, you know, memories of the past still haunt you because you were hurt in the past and you're afraid to move on. But this card is showing that there is a soulmate relationship coming in for you, and penguins mate for life. So this to me would suggest it's a long-term partnership, you know, and you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Now, the other thing is, if you are kind of waiting for a partner to make a decision on an existing relationship because you have had a break, this to me suggests a positive outcome, that they are willing to fight for the relationship. So there will be a reconciliation because you are soulmates, you are destined to be together in this life. You know, you haven't finished what you sought out to achieve. There's unfinished business, I feel. And then the next card you have is King of Cups. So the King of Cups is associated with the element of water. So the star signs Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. They are very romantic, very loving. You know, they are the fairy tale prince that we, you know, think about in all the kind of Disney films and stories that we hear when we're young. But the King of Cups is very much somebody that is creative, sensitive, and very passionate and romantic. You know, they want to look after you, they want to nurture you. They've got this very calming energy. So I either feel like this is a current partner that is already in your life, or this is someone that is coming in for you, male or female. Just because they are depicted as a male on the card doesn't necessarily mean that they are male, but they may be the decision maker in the relationships. They may be that kind of dominant partner in the sense that, you know, they really want to kind of sweep you up and look after you, because they know that you are fragile and you've been heartbroken in the past. They want to kind of bring you back to life, and, you know, they will be gentle with your heart. And then you've got serendipity cards. So this is all about it being, you know, the right time. This is meant to be, it's your destiny. You know, you've got the 4-leaf clover here. It's a card of luck, lucky chances. So either this person is coming in for you, or they are somebody that is currently in your life. But it's basically a lucky chance that you met this person. It was divine timing that they came into your life, and so, you know, they are going to be a significant part of it going forwards. And I feel like it's going to be a long-lasting, harmonious relationship going forwards. So that's all I have for group number 2. I'm just going to pop these away, and then we'll move on to group number 3, which is the Goddess. So again, I'm just going to turn all the cards over to see what we have, and then we'll go through each one. Okay, so the first card you have is It's Time to Take Action, New Moon in Aries. So Aries as a sign is very much all about energy and productivity and, you know, taking action towards your dreams. And the card underneath is all about imagination. So I feel like this is, don't be afraid to dream big. You know, you are the creator of your own destiny, of your own life. So, you know, what do you want to kind of manifest? I feel like this is very angelic energy as well when I look at the card. And so you've also got the moon symbology as well. So I just automatically think of, it's perfect for new moon in Cancer. And of course, at the new moon, it's a time for setting your intentions for what you want to bring in by the next full moon. It's a card of deciding what seeds you want to sow. What dreams do you want to bring to fruition? And it's working with the angelic realm and your guides in order to achieve this. The next card we have is pleasure. So I feel like you may have actually been finding things quite difficult, but this card is coming in for you to say that, you know, you need to kind of have more time for having fun and seeing the pleasure in life again. With the butterfly symbology, I automatically think of transformation, that this has been a transformative phase for you. And could you see all the light that is coming out of this being on the card underneath the light of the moon? That, you know, I feel like this is a time of enjoyment and discovering the pleasures in life again after what was a difficult time. And you are still in the process of mending something. So this could be a relationship that you're working on, or some other aspect of your life that's maybe broken, but you've been working hard to kind of achieve completion and, you know, mend the cracks. And you've got these two fairies here that are busy making something out of what looks like beautiful bits of fabric. So it might be that even this is representative of your creativity. Maybe you're mending your business even. It doesn't just mean mending a relationship. It could be mending a friendship. So, you know, is there somebody that there's been a disagreement with and you want to kind of make amends? So it's the perfect time in order to reach out to somebody that you've maybe quarrelled with. We are in Venus retrograde at the moment until the 25th of June. And with Venus retrograde, it's all about remembering relationships or friendships from your past, whether that's romantic partnerships, friends that you were once in touch with, or even family members that you've maybe distanced yourself from. You know, if you have been thinking about reaching out to them and making amends, now is the time. Now is the time to offer that olive branch, because Venus retrograde is a great time at mending relationships, because it is the planet of love. And so that person, if they were resistant previously, their heart will be more open to trying to make amends. So the next card you have is Seven of Cups. So it's all about making a decision going forwards, and you know, you need to use your intuition to make the right decision for you. If this is about, you know, reconciliation with somebody, then, you know, it needs to be the right move. Is it going to, you know, benefit you? Is it going to benefit them that you are having a relationship of some kind, whether this be a friendship or romantic partnership? You know, think about this very carefully, because ultimately it's not going to affect you, it's going to affect other people. So it needs to be the best decision for everyone involved. And underneath that you have the tribe. So, you know, you've got this beautiful giraffe here with her baby. So that to me would suggest there's a reconnection of some kind. It could be reconnection with a parent even, or a sibling. It's a close family member I'm getting from the feeling of this card. And what's interesting is that the previous card, Mending, can you see what the fairies are working on? You can see it now hanging at the top of this scene here. You know, that's the connection here, that you have been mending a relationship, and it's all in order to bring your tribe back together. It could even be a close friendship. Maybe this person was somebody that was part of your friendship circle, and your other friends have been kind of hoping that you'll make amends, and this is a sign that you will do just that, and you'll bring your tribe, your soul tribe, all back together again. So that's all I have for group number 3. Moving on to group number 4, which is the wolf. Okay. let's turn the cards over and see what we have. Okay, so this is really interesting because I feel like this is all about a relationship and making a choice. So it says a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So this is a card of passion. It could be that, you know, it's a positive move, or it could be that it's signifying, you know, that there's going to be a fiery clash of wills that's coming up for you. So Aries energy is very much all about taking action. It's very energetic, powerful energy. And with Aries, you know, it's a very fiery sign as well. So it can kind of indicate a passionate relationship, but because it's passionate, maybe you do kind of clash at times as well. So, you know, it's that kind of relationship which is very up and down. So one minute you're, you know, really close and getting along, and the next minute you're having a big argument. I feel like that is the energy with that card. And the card underneath is between worlds. So I feel like you're stuck in between making a decision. So you've kind of got one foot in one world, one foot in the other. And I feel like it's almost like making a transition, making a choice. It's a card of wanting to kind of move into more harmonious times, brighter times. Can you see that the first half of the card is quite grey? And then as the flamingo moves into the other world, it's like beautiful and bright, and, you know, they're pink and they've got this crown on their head. You know, so I feel like it's a situation of the heart and you're trying to make a choice between two worlds. It might be that two worlds collide. Are you from completely different worlds, different backgrounds? Is it your families and their beliefs? It might even be kind of religious, in the sense that, you know, do they not agree with your partnership? So you feel like torn. I almost feel like it's, you know, the Romeo and Juliet story where there's two families that are kind of sworn enemies. And, you know, despite all of that, Romeo and Juliet fall in love deeply with each other, and so, you know, they are willing to kind of sacrifice their own worlds to be with each other. So maybe you're kind of in a situation where you feel like you need to make an ultimate choice now, and you feel a little bit stuck because you're kind of trying to please people in both worlds. So the next card is Last Quarter Moon Gratitude. So it's all about being grateful. And with this, you've obviously got, it looks like an older relative is holding the hand of a younger relative. It could even be symbolic of one half in your relationship is much older than the other. It could be an age gap relationship, or it could just be symbolic of, you know, one person in the relationship is more worldly, more wise because of all the experiences that they've had in life. And, you know, you're grateful for them. You know, look at the love and tenderness there is here. They're holding on to each other tightly because they cherish each other. You know, and maybe this this partnership, it isn't necessarily romantic. Maybe it could be making amends with a parent, you know, that you fight all the time because there's a clash of wills. You're very, very different in your approach to life. And, you know, you struggle to understand each other's world because you're both from completely different places with different kind of outlooks in life, and you're so different as people. But there's so much love here, and you are grateful for that relationship despite your differences. But underneath you have a fork in the road, so it's kind of like, you know, this is a real testing time which direction are you going to go in? There's so many different arrows pointing in different directions, you know, so I feel like it's make or break with this friendship, with this relationship, with this situation with a parent. You know, it's making a choice. You know, you've got to that point now where it's like, okay, enough's enough now. Even though we love and care about each other, do we go our separate ways? Do we, you know, just accept that this isn't working? Or do we continue to travel that path together in the hope that, you know, things will improve? The next card is Two of Cups. So Two of Cups is all about relationships, and it's the strengthening of a relationship as well, involving two people. So it can be symbolic of romantic relationships, you know, a soulmate partnership, which could lead to engagement or marriage. So it's making that next step of commitment. Maybe that's what you've been disagreeing about. Maybe one of you is ready for that next step in life and the other doesn't feel ready. Well, this is saying that it's time now to make that choice, make that commitment. You know, it could actually be a deepening of a relationship with a friend. So there's two females on the front of the card, or it could be romantic partnership as well. But I feel like, you know, if you are at a crossroads in your life and you are trying to make a decision on a friendship or a relationship, that, you know, the right thing to do is to try and make it work because of the love that's there for each other, you know. And with Two of Cups, it's about the element of water and our emotions. So it's a highly emotional time, which can be really overwhelming, and if it's a romantic partnership, it could be a real kind of reconciliation, strengthening of the relationship, overflowing with emotion and romance, you know, being swept up in this whirlwind of romance. And it's associated with the water signs again, so we've had quite a lot of water signs in these readings: Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio. And underneath we have building blocks. So I feel like the next step or commitment could be involving moving in together, getting a property together, or it could signify rebuilding a relationship, whether this is relationship with your partner, whether this is reconciliation with an ex-partner that you had a disagreement with, falling out with, and, you know, you may have been separated for some time and it's coming back together again. It could be rebuilding a friendship where you had a fallout, or it could be rebuilding a relationship with a parent, you know, that you've kind of been out of touch for a while now because of a disagreement or trauma even, but it's trying to rebuild, start from scratch, and, you know, take the relationship and, you know, bring it back to life. You know, start kind of rebuilding a life together, and, you know, building sturdy foundations in life. Yeah, I feel like it's very much about relationships, this reading. So it's about reconciliation, holding on to what you have, making a decision as to whether to cut your losses or move forward. And if you do move forward, you will move closer together emotionally, and, you know, that might even be the case as well. Maybe you will move closer to this person, you know, as a move of home. Maybe you'll move closer to your parent that you want to kind of make amends with. Maybe you'll move closer to the friend that you have in mind, or maybe it's actually about moving in with somebody. But yeah, it's definitely about rebuilding your foundations and making a fresh start. So that's all I have for you all today. I hope you found the readings useful, and please feel free to drop me a comment. I'd love to hear what you think, and hopefully the messages have given you some guidance into what you need to do next in whatever situation you find yourselves in. Sending you all so much love and healing on this beautiful new moon in Cancer. Take very good care of yourselves, and remember, with the new moon, it's right to feel introverted and have a need to rest and retreat. Be kind to yourselves, be gentle with yourselves, and then come out of your shell, just like a crab will when it's ready. So take good care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.